Hey everyone, I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Lake Berryessa. Today we have a dry day. Finally here in California, we've had some decent rain, so I haven't been able to get out on a motorcycle. But as you guys may have seen, I bought a 2016 Zero DSP, which is a police special from Stockton Police Department. And I bought it at an auction, and well, I cleaned it up this morning, and I have to say, I am very, very impressed and pleased with my purchase. This thing looks like brand new. I mean, you know, I had to put a little juice on it, but it looks really nice. The bags are a little bit banged up, obviously, from getting on and off of it. You can actually still see the remembrance of a police motorcycle. But I'm up here at Lake Berryessa, and we are on our first ride. Now, let's see. Now, I've been up here. I rode up here in eco mode. We are 24 miles from home, and we rode all the way up here in eco mode, which stops you at 70 miles an hour and limits your power output. And we have 63% battery life left. Now, I'm gonna hope that I can kick it up a notch. And actually, I found out that Zeros have an app which I've downloaded, and you can actually do a custom setting which allows you to basically monitor or adjust your torque and power output. So of course the custom is all balls, but I don't even know really what to say. I mean, I can't beat this deal for what I bought this bike for. This is a pretty cool little bike. Now, let's see, let's get out up here. It was a little bit different of a ride. Now, I've been on Zeros before, and I've kind of said that one of the aggravations is the sound, and it's very, not aggravation, but it's weird to be riding a motorcycle and just hear wind, right? There's no motorcycle sound. Also, the shifting is, you know, I'm catching myself going to shift quite a bit. So, little bit interesting. But in the custom mode, I have full power and full torque. So hopefully, I'm going to be able to put it to a little bit of use up here in the twisty area. So Bogna came out this morning, actually came into the garage and saw it this morning for the first time. She actually forgot that I had picked it up yesterday, and she's like, she actually really liked it. She's like, I kind of want one. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this thing, because I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it the way that it is, more of a trail bike. Then I've got to, I guess I would have to haul it up to the trails anyways, but I just don't quite know. But let's get a little bit of ride in this thing. Got a little past a little traffic. It handles actually quite good, actually. It's not, you know, obviously not too much power. I think there's like 80 horsepower with like 100 and something torque, but it doesn't feel like that at all. And I think that's just basically because you're not going through gears and you've just got one single gear. So the power obviously doesn't deliver until the top end. So, you know, at lower speeds, you don't really get your big horsepower. Like, you know, right now I can downshift into, you know, second gear and get, you know, 100 and something horsepower on a 100 horsepower bike, right? On this bike, it's just a little bit different. So, you know, I really don't think that this bike is going to be for me up here, because first, I don't think I can, you know, first it's 25 miles up to the dam, and I got 25 miles back home, and, you know, I'm gonna probably have 30% battery. So I'll pick this back up when I get home and just see what this ride is. But you know, we're riding obviously in eco mode all the way up here, and we've been in sport mode now, which has got a little bit of go. Nothing major, obviously what I'm used to, but you know, it's got some torque to it. So I don't know, you know, like I said, for what I paid for it, it's a good bike. You know, I'm not gonna complain about value. I wouldn't have spent what they go for new. I wouldn't buy this thing. So all right, let's talk about it. I bought the bike for $5,500 plus tax and license. I had to pay California tax and license and processing fees. We're about $6,200 into this motorcycle as it sits right here. I actually called my insurance company this morning and added it to my insurance. And adding another motorcycle to the insurance, this motorcycle to the insurance, my insurance actually dropped by $60 a year. So not only do I insure this for absolutely free, I don't have to pay for any gas, but it's insured for free and actually is saving me money on insurance. So that's actually pretty cool. So buying a brand new DS is, you know, upwards of $13,000, $14,000, $15,000. I can't justify this bike for that. I couldn't justify it for what I do. It's just there's no sense, because I'm at 50% battery life right now, and it's just there's just nothing I can do, you know. So I thought, all right, so Harley riders are quite slow. I don't know what he's doing. Jesus Christ. Guess I'm a Harley rider, so I can't. But let's see. We got a little bit of go here. "90 miles an hour. I think top speed's 95 miles an hour on this thing. So yeah, so I don't know. Do I keep it as like a trail bike, and in the, you know, spring, late spring, and, you know, fall, Wagner was like, hey, we should try to find another one, and, you know, these be our kind of our dual sport bikes. But I don't know. I just, it was just it was a silly purchase, but it's a good value purchase. I mean, I think I could probably turn around and sell this thing for 8 or 9. So, so today the video went out live that I bought this bike, and someone made a comment, you know, there's a reason why this was a police sold bike. So here's what I've kind of done some research. If you see, this bag is really annoying because it keeps catching wind and coming up. I did some research on the program that California provided for police departments back in around the 2014 to 2017 era. That's where this bike comes from, 2016. And the state of California actually offered a grant incentive program for some of the police departments to purchase multiples of these. It looks like, from what I'm reading, they got about 3 per department. Now, Stockton, actually, the auction house had 3 of these for sale, and so I'm assuming that Stockton got 3 of these in the grant program. Now, Stockton, if you know Stockton, it's quite a large city, and I can't imagine that these bikes would have been a very good bike for Stockton as an everyday police bike. Now, in Dixon, oh boy, Dixon, this would have been a very, very good bike for Dixon, because, you know, Dixon's like 10 square miles. If that, it's 5 square miles. It's not very big. So Stockton is quite a large city. So to go from one side of the city to the back, there's no way that this bike could have provided enough battery power for an officer to ride this thing throughout a day. And with a charge time of 5 to 6 hours, I believe, it's just not feasible that this bike was used in every day. Granted, why we have 600 or 700 miles on the bike, or I think we're just about to hit I would just hit 800 miles. I'm assuming this bike was used for fairs or events. Grab the clutch, not there. Downshift, there is none. I'm assuming that they used it for fairs. Assume that they used it for events. So, starting to panic a little bit. Sorry. I'm gonna turn this thing into eco mode because yeah, I'm burning up battery quite fast. Yeah, so I don't know that this was used all that much. And the condition that this thing is in, it's in very good condition. I would say that it's probably been dropped once. It looks like there's some minor damage to, obviously you can see, I don't know if you can see, the mirror is broken here. And the front fender on this side and this is scuffed just a little bit. So I'm assuming that the bike was dropped once, maybe. Someone doesn't know how to drive. I don't want to point any fingers to the lady in front of me, but yeah, appreciate that. So I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what Stockton did with these, but I can tell you this much: they weren't ridden. And so with that, I didn't expect that there would be any problem. And sure enough, you know, the bike is fully functioning. The tires look like they're in decent condition. They were, they needed a little bit of air, but nothing major. I think that the PSIs were like 28, so obviously they've probably been sitting for a little while. Brake fluid looks kind of decent. I checked the oil and it looked decent. So I don't know. There's not much to this bike. So I plugged it into the wall last night. I have a nice big fat gauge computer wire that I use at my for the machines that I have at the shop. And I plugged it in last night. When I bought it, it had 79% battery power. And I plugged it in, and I would say within an hour, it was at 100%. So I'll give you guys an update also when I get home, what battery percentage we have. But let's enjoy the ride back home and see what we end up with. All right, so we finally made it back, and boy, was it a nail biter. I don't even know, like, it's... So I left here, my house, to Berryessa and back, and we have gone 47 miles. Up to the dam and back is 47 miles exactly, and we are at 14% battery life, and they're saying we have 9.6 miles left on the bike. So I'm gonna throw it on the charger right now. We're almost empty. I'm gonna throw it on the charger and see what kind of charge time we got. But I don't know, fun little bike. I can't complain too much for what I bought it for. I've just got to figure out what we want to do with it, because obviously taking it to Berryessa and back isn't gonna happen. So I don't know. So if you guys are here for Zero, the first electric bike we have, make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and then ring that bell notification to give you a notification for all of the future content on the Zero, or the Street Fighter, or the Tawano Factory, or the V2, or the HP2 Sport, or the new RS660 which is coming, or the new Multistrada V4 that's coming. Thank you guys for all your support and sticking around on the channel, and we'll see you next video. Bye, guys.